Have you ever had a problem that you couldn't see the end from the beginning? Just listen to me. Just look right before you and you're sure to know Jesus is waiting to show you where to go. Skeleeza. This is me jumping in at the end of the video after watching the video. I'm going to put this at the front of the video to say two things. One, I look really bleached out and I really apologise for that. The light wasn't stable and so, yeah, it was making me look like sand, the colour of my shirt. The second thing I want to say is what I plan to do when I go back there, because I've realised now that I have some young people watching that would like to come to Zanzibar. What I want to do is get back in touch with not only the person I had the Airbnb with, but the good few people that are saying we have apartments to rent. Now, I want you, because I want you to be able to live there. When you listen to the video, you're going to see, I want you to be able to stay there for, even if it is a month, yeah? And so the rent for that month, it will be like £250, £300. It's not going to be your fine hotelier living, but what it's going to do is give you an opportunity to really live there and see for yourself. And in one of the houses, if I can get back this house, I live there. So if it was good enough for me, honey, it's going to be good enough for you. You're probably going to end up sharing at $250 a month, but it's really going to give you a good insight. So once I get back, I'm going to set up that. I do have links there at the moment, which I'm trying to set that up from here, but stay tuned and make sure you subscribe. I'm thinking of moving to Zanzibar. So that's the biggest statement, I suppose, that I get in my DMs. And then it's proceeded with, you know, just some of the questions or some of the thoughts that people are thinking about moving to Zanzibar. Now, one of the things that I always fly back with, have you been to Zanzibar? Have you been there? Have you lived there? And so what I would advise, what I would say to you is you're going to need to find a way to come and live here. Not here right now. I'm in London sorting out my passport, just renewing it. I've got less than 6 months, whatever. But you're gonna need to live in Zanzibar in your chosen region. Come to Zanzibar and live in Zanzibar. There's a few different regions, and I know everyone's kind of, at the moment, Nungwi is so popular. Everyone's kind of flocked to Nungwi. Everyone's wanting to get into tourism or whatever, which in itself has its problems. But everyone's kind of like choosing Nungwi or Jambiani and so on and so forth. But either way, it doesn't matter. Come anyway and have a feel out for the different areas, because Nungwi and Jambiani are not the only areas that you can possibly live in. There are cheaper lands elsewhere. There's other regions that are cheaper to buy land, so on and so forth, that just might suit you better than Nungwi, Jambiani, whatever. The reason I say come and live is because there is a contrast between where you're coming from. If you're coming from London or the Americas, whatever, America, there's a contrast. There's a stark contrast at different times as well between what you see, say for instance here in London, and what you see and experience on Zanzibar. It's an island. It's an island, and wherever you choose to live, it's like you're living in a village. And so what comes with that comes with that. And it's only once you get there and start truly living like off holiday mode, off like, oh, I've got to go shop, I've got to get milk, I've got to get bread, I've got to, do you understand what I mean? I need a light bulb. It's only when you come off of holiday mode and start really living that you get to see, is this the experience that I actually want? Is this, you know what I mean? Is this what I want to wake up into every morning? Because some people can't take the difference. Some people can't take the difference. And what you're not going to hear are all the people that I've met that are never coming back to Zanzibar, that don't have a YouTube channel, that might not be showing up or whatever else, that are just like, yeah, no, I'm out, thank you very much, it was a really nice holiday, but I'm not going to live in this village. Do you understand what I mean? So you have to decide, once you get here and once you experience here, is this what I want to give up? And there's one thing that I will say, there's many things that I will say actually, and it's very hard that if the situation, if your current situation that you're in now, there's any level of desperation to leave the situation and then run to a place that you've never been to. I wouldn't advise that is the best thing to do, because you're going to buck up in other problems that you didn't expect, because where you're glorifying where it looks the greener grass, you're going to get there, you might be like, oh shit, what do I do now? So it's never a good idea, no matter what, to make a decision based on some type of detrimental experience that you're experiencing now to run to somewhere else without actually knowing what's up in that. Second thing to say is, actually, I have met a few of the people that have watched me, let's say that. I have met a few and it has been absolutely amazing. And for that reason alone, I'm kind of glad that I've showed up on YouTube. Like, it really has. And to my friend down there, Miss, you don't post enough. You literally made my last few days before I left. You literally made my last few days. It was so enjoyable meeting you and whatever. And I'm just thinking, imagine if the rest of your tribe or the rest of the people that watch you are on those vibes. Wouldn't it be good? And we can all meet up and we can all dance around the campfire. No, not really, but a little bit really. What was I saying? You know, I'm always forgetting what I'm saying. You know, people like choose your battle, choose your fight, or whatever else. The conveniences might be not convenient enough. Electricity, our electricity is pretty good, I can't lie. I have watched vlogs and stuff like that, like the ones in Nigeria, and they're always complaining about that. Now, our one ain't that bad, you know. It does cut off, but really, to me, I'm just like, it's not that bad. Sometimes it can be annoying, but it's not that bad. The water as well, once the electricity goes, and then 1 minute you're like, yeah, shower, and the next minute you're like, and I've done that under the faucet, honestly, I've like proper, like it doesn't even pool in my hand, and what am I going to do? And I'm all sudded up. So there's things like that where, first of all, when you come, you're just like, oh, I know I've got to get used to the changes. And then after a while, you're just like, why don't they sort out this thing? You understand what I mean? Like, why is this not getting sorted out? You understand what I'm saying? Internet is a thing too. Speeds, it's not that great. And it's quite expensive. I think it's one of the biggest expenses for me to pay for the phone and ting. So you have to be able to, especially maybe if you're bringing younger children and that's your selling point. Or if that's your work, right? So there's all these different conveniences that you have, I'm in London, say here, that you're not going to get there, you're not going to get it consistent or whatever else. That's why you got to come, experience, say, can I actually do this? Can I actually feel this? Also, to my melanated beings, you're judged different, okay? You are judged different, essentially the women I'm talking about. You're going to be judged different to non-melanated beings. And you're going to be looked at different. There's still an expectation of you. Let me give you an example, right? My builder, he really didn't give me no ratings until he saw me hand wash clothes and ate my food. That's when my ratings went whoosh. Yeah, now she's true woman. Building 2 projects with him, managing all of this stuff, weren't nothing. Like, but can you cook though? And I'm not joking, but can you cook? I swear, when he tasted my food, and I tried to do a little traditional, when he tasted my food, I could see, like, yeah, you got ratings now. And he even washed out the bowl. Okay? And then, yeah, my ratings went up. So you're going to be judged still with those ideals. We're on the village. We're talking about Zanzibar, the island, and the village. You're still going to get judged by what you're wearing, what you can do, you have use, and all of them things. That can you manage that? Because that's not the fight. That's not the fight that women are out in the street protesting about. People are not protesting. Okay? Are you on the protesting thing? Yeah, because it ain't that thing. You're gonna get shut down. So you understand what I mean? Like, are you prepared for that? Do you want that? Do you want to be looked at in that way? Like not seconds, like, but kind of like women's and their roles and all of them something there. You wanna go to that? You know what I mean? I don't know how old you are. You wanna go back to all of that? And so it's only when you come and then you see that for yourself and you're like, oh, okay. Or if you stand up with a man, the man's going to get spoken to and you're just going to be looking there. Right, there's that. Also, quick story, just before I left, May, June, that's a time, April, May, June, yeah. That's a time when most hoteliers, guest houses and whatever else, low season. So they fix up the hotels. Some of the bigger hotels, they might shut completely. Rates drop. It's cheaper to stay there, so on and so forth. Anyway, June is like seasons open back again. So on the beach, Mamma Mia had opened back. Mamma Mia was one of the restaurants that closed down, whatever. And so they opened back again. On that opening day, there was not one melanated person enjoying that party, okay? The melanated beings were the workers or the security. And actually, when I went to walk through, not knowing that, if you saw how the security spoke to me, like, where are you going? If you saw how the security spoke to me, like, calm down. I've been going here. I've been coming here. Yeah. So, you know, what that puts in my head is there's communities within communities. There's the native community. There's a local community. Yeah. Then there's a community that has decided to move there. And then inside those communities are broken down too. You understand what I'm saying? Like, say, for instance, Zava, now on the beach. You know, anyway, there's that community. And again, you're not going to see melanated beings in that community. And so you might have this belief in your head like, oh, I'm coming back to Africa, the motherland, da, 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 da. There's enough videos to show you that it ain't that. It ain't a that thing. You make that your thing. You honestly make that your thing, because it's not a that thing. And it's only when you live there that you'll see that. And so you end up creating your own communities and doing your thing. But it's not a one love. Yeah, it's not. And it's only when you see it that you're really going to understand what it means. So you choose your people, and between you and your people, you make something happen. And ideally, what I'm trying to say is, on that Mamma Mia day, why was there no expat, whatever, from anywhere that wasn't Italy or whatever? Why was, anyway, whatever. But I'm just saying that shit is happening, that shit is there. Also, I think another thing to add is, one of the things for me, I'm tired. Like, if I show you behind me, I don't want this view anymore. I don't want to hear these goddamn neighbours swearing at their kids, but that's another day. I don't want to hear you swearing at your baby, okay? But I'm over. Yeah, anyway, look, my point is, when you get to what we like to see when we get there, yes, the lush green, the villages, the cow, blah, 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 and all the things that if you follow me on Azania Love, you're going to get to see, and whatever else. But it doesn't mean to say that they're so happy, their life is so happy and going right. There's a lot of struggle. There's a lot of struggle. Do you understand what I mean? So it's like you're going there thinking, oh, this, that, I can change this, I can change. These things is taking time. We're not just going to get there with our brand new ideas and all of a sudden we're just going to develop or change people's minds or change people's beliefs. You know, you have to get yourself established. You know, that's what I'm working on now. Let me get myself established before I start offering people wobbly branches that I can't fulfill. You understand what I mean? So whatever we like to see ain't necessarily what they like to live. What we're seeing is not necessarily what they're enjoying living necessarily. Do you understand what I mean? So there's that as well. Also, I want to big up everyone that has emailed me and said, I've got a myriad of questions. What I set up was a Calendly link. It was just to pick my brain, because sometimes people just been jumping in the emails and the DMs with a one bag of questions. And the conversation is pretty much going to go like this. Big up everyone that has booked on Calendly and done a pick my brain session, right? I'm going to leave the link in the bio so you can get to do that again. Just wondering, where's my mic gone? So you can get to do that again. I haven't actually advertised it. What I did, I just created it because I do get quite a few emails, and the pick my brain, yeah, it takes time, like just to have a conversation about your queries, your questions, to really get down and dirty about what it really is, because there's a lot I don't say here because you realise it's not the space. And yes, people do come up in my DMs and tell me, take that shit down, don't say that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not really in it. Like, I'm not hard to find. Yeah. So I'm going to drop in the description a pick my brain session. Now on that session, if you've got a myriad of questions, just book a session. Book a session and we can just go through it all. Whatever your questions are about you, not about me, about you. And it's going to be based on me really being an integral part. No, it's me really living there. Do you understand what I mean? Like, there's things I haven't shared on here. There's things when I hadn't put up on here. Like when I did the Airbnb, that I lived in the van. I did van life just for a night. I was trying to get more money for the space that I was staying, and so I slept in the van. I also did village life, like real village life, like real. And so I've had a good few experiences that will allow you to get a clearer picture, perhaps. So just pick my brain. The sessions are going to be in the description box, paid sessions. Anything else I want to say? Follow me on 227. That's the build. Basically, I'm hoping from this point on to, because there's a lot of stuff that I can't do there. The shipping will be too expensive and stuff like that. So I've got a couple of businesses that I'm setting up. I'm doing too much. I'm like this with the spinning plates. You're doing too much. But anyway, really enjoying the season of doing too much. Yeah, so I've got a couple of things that I'm busy doing here anyway. I've got shopping to do for 227, some of the furniture stuff that I know that I can't get there. So I'm hoping that I can bring you some vlogs about that. Anything else that I want to say? No, I think that's it. I think the only other thing is to say is my name's Azania. I'm living in Tanzania. I'm currently in London, but don't worry about that blip. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.